I discovered that I had been looking in the wrong place all this time. That it was never about having the right plan. It was never about having the right strategy. It was never about the how-to, even having clarity or having a purpose that I know a lot of people talk about, like you have to have a big purpose. I discovered that it was always about something deeper and bigger than that. It was always about something else. Your job is to rewire your brain with the power of your own mind. That's what neuroplasticity is all about. That's what the human experience is all about. To uncover and rediscover what we are, human beings, feeling and thinking beings, and by doing so, creating our experience from a moment to moment basis. Expand your consciousness into a world where mindfulness meets neuroscience. My name is Fernanda Lind, and I am your host. Hey friends, and welcome to the Wired to Win podcast. I'm so thrilled to have you here. And we're kicking off this podcast with an episode where I'm going to share a bit of my background. So for those of you that don't know me, you can get a bit of context. But first of all, I just want to say that I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to my podcast, guys. In this podcast, you will learn all about mindfulness, the 3 principles of mind, consciousness, and thought, and how to become a mindset ninja. So if you want to get through this human experience a little more resilient, a little happier, a little more at peace with yourself and hitting your goals and dreams while living in flow, then you're in the right place. Okay, let's dig in, friends. Here's the thing. I have a feeling that you and I are the same, that we share the same struggles. And I believe this struggle was meant to be, that this struggle was meant to happen so that you and that we would connect somehow, that we as human beings would connect. And I know that this can sound very, very spiritual, and I'm gonna be totally upfront right here and say that I am completely woo-woo, so full transparency. But I deeply believe this, that you and I are the same. At the core, we are the same human beings, and that we share this same experience. And the question is, why am I today completely obsessed with brain science and mindfulness for awareness and for becoming fully present in your life? Well, not so long ago, I was not at my best, even though I was highly successful. Looking from the outside, I was totally winning. I was accepted at the Swedish Ballet Academy, where only 10% get in. I was receiving Sweden's biggest scholarship for young dancers, and later changing path, changing careers. I got an MBA, and not only that, but getting a dream job in the financial markets, managing $1 billion portfolio, while having 1 year left of my studies, and while raising small kids. But I was feeling tired. I was feeling exhausted, and I was experiencing anxiety. So even though I was performing at a high level, even though I was really showing up at a high level when you look from the outside, I was doubting myself. I was questioning if I really had it in me to go as far as I wanted to go. And even though I had achieved what many perceived as the impossible, I was struggling with myself and with my world. And at some point, I was ready to give up on myself and just embrace the fact that I would forever be stuck in a way of being that was draining me emotionally. So to give you a picture of what it would look like, I was always in a reacting mode. For example, as a dancer, I was dependent on outside validation. I was going from audition to audition. If I got the job, I would feel amazing, unconquerable, and like I was on top of the world. But then when I did not get the job, I would spiral into depression and would not be able to get out of bed some days. I was the opposite of resilient. I felt like I was at the mercy of others. And those same struggles persisted even when I ventured into the financial markets. I was in a state of hustling, of working hard, of doing and performing. And I felt a sense of urgency and scarcity that drained me emotionally every single day for years. So there was absolutely no resilience or mental peace. Yes, I was crushing it if you looked from the outside, but the price I was paying was pretty high. I was obviously on the verge of burnout, I can see today. And maybe you, my dear listener, resonate with this. Maybe this is you right now. Or maybe you have experienced this in the past as well. Maybe you too are a high achiever, a top performer in your field. Maybe you too have accomplished extraordinary things. And even though you got far, you still feel stuck, like you're settling for less. I felt deeply that I was settling for less. You see, even if I had created so much success, I knew that I had way more capacity. I knew that I had much more in me, but my emotional state and my mindset held me back. I really felt like I could not outperform my own mindset. And maybe you feel the same way, that even though you've gotten far, you still struggle, you still have more in you, and you just don't know how to transcend those limitations. And what I want to say is that you are not alone in this struggle with yourself and with life and wanting and desiring deeply to achieve more. You're not alone in getting frustrated with having to settle for less. Like, I get it. And you are not alone feeling tired of running around in circles, of feeling like you can't get to the next level, feeling like you are hitting against your inner glass ceiling, like you're not reaching your biggest, boldest goals. And you are not alone with feeling like your mind is racing and constantly overthinking every move. And you're definitely not alone feeling doubt and fear, the fear of failure or maybe fear of success. The fear of success, of outshining others, is really as damaging as the fear of failure. So let me ask you, how has your mindset kept you from showing up fully in your life? How has your own psychology kept you from performing from the highest level? How have you been getting in your own way? How has your mindset kept you from growing your business or from career opportunities, from finding your life partner, or just from living fully happy, being present with loved ones, showing up in life? Do you feel like you are being successful in other areas of your life, but when it comes to this one goal that you have, this one big dream of going to an even higher level, or maybe pursuing something completely new and different, you keep hitting that inner glass ceiling again, and you just can't overcome it? How is that even possible, right? You might be asking yourself right now, like, how is it possible to be stuck at that level and not be able to overcome? I remember I kept asking myself exactly that question, like, how is it even possible? Why do I keep getting in my own way again and again? And I knew I had it in me to go to an even higher level, but I felt like I could just not outperform my own mindset. I really remember thinking that maybe it's just not meant to be. Maybe it's not in the cards for me. Maybe this is a sign I should give up on my dream. Maybe it's time to quit, or time to accept that this is it. This is all I was meant to achieve. And the truth is, why not? Like, why not settle and accept that life won't get better than this? Why not just give up and embrace the fact that, well, this is it? A lot of people do. just resign and settle for less. And they choose to be okay with that. And for me, when I had to sit down with those questions, I could just not accept that. I knew that there had to be a way to transcend my limitations and that I had way more to offer the world. Settling for less was not an option. And the thing is, I bet that you are a very smart person. I bet you are intelligent and resourceful. I bet you've worked hard and hustled. And I bet you've been at it for years and years, and that you are not a quitter. I bet you've been at it for a long time, and yet here you are, hoping the achievements you've had were going to give you some kind of fulfillment and purpose, but you feel mostly tired, maybe empty, frustrated, and stuck. That you are so ready for more. But right now you're frustrated that no matter what you try, you always end up kind of back at square one. And I want to tell you that if this is resonating with you right now, then yes, you are in the right place. You are so in the right place because this podcast was designed to show you how to transcend your own psychology, how to overcome your challenges, how to become resilient, and how to reclaim your voice, your power, and your confidence. In the past, I used to believe that I needed all kinds of things in place in order for me to feel and be okay. I believed that the outside, that my work, that my kids, my home, had to be a certain way in order for me to be okay. And I truly believed the solution was another plan, another strategy, or another tactic, another how-to. If I just had the right strategy or plan, then everything would be okay, I believed. And obviously, as a high achiever and the resourceful person that I am, I tried everything. Totally overachiever here, trying it all. Planning like a pro. 90 days all planned out, mapped out. Every action step laid out for me. I obviously tried therapy. I tried time blocking my calendar, as some productivity gurus teach. I tried journaling about all my feelings, about my past, any kind of trauma that I could dig out, I would. Journaling about my dreams. I tried manifesting the law of attraction. Who would raise your hand if that's you as well? I tried positive thinking. So many mantras. And then crystals. And I still love crystals, you guys. But just thinking about all of the doing, the how to. I even tried, obviously, healers. And just... But the worst part is that I even started avoiding friends and people in my life that I perceived as draining or that were causing me to slow down. And obviously all of this got worse. I was feeling total despair. I started isolating myself even more so I could hustle harder. This became a full-time job. I was truly unhappy with myself, with my life. I felt angry. I felt resentful, and even though I was working harder, I was not getting the outcome I wanted. And the thing is, I'm a high achiever, obviously an overachiever, and I'm kind of a superwoman that can take on the world when it comes to raising 3 kids, studying full-time at university, getting 2 master's degrees while working full-time. And now I can add building a 6-figure business while working full-time, while raising 3 kids. So, a superwoman in a very real way. But I bet that you, listening right now, I bet you are a superman or superwoman too. I bet you take on the world like a total badass. I bet you are a high achiever too, and I bet you work hard to support yourself and your family. And I bet you hustle. I bet you grind. I bet also that you're very creative. And I bet you take care of everyone around you. I bet you are generous and kind towards people. And I bet you can do anything you set your mind to. But when it comes to conquering your own inner world and breaking through that inner glass ceiling and getting to the next level, you still get stuck. You still get in your own way. You're stuck on this level and you are ready to do whatever it takes to release these blocks that are holding you back. You are ready to overcome the challenges you are facing and you're ready to conquer your own mindset. And the truth is, planning more or hustling harder will not work, as it never worked before. For over 20 years, I started every morning with a renewed resolution that, today is the day I'm going to accomplish my goal and I'm going to show up as the person I want to be. I can do this, I would tell myself. But every single day, I ended up feeling emotionally drained, and that no matter what I tried, I was still up against my old self. And setbacks would hit me hard. I was not living life with ease or joy. And I knew something needed to change. And deep down, I knew that I had it in me to change, but I just didn't know how. And until one day, I stumbled upon a new understanding. I stumbled upon a new understanding around how the human experience works, how transformation really happens, and what is really needed to change. I stumbled upon a new paradigm that put everything that I knew about life, about performing, about achievement, about my own psychology, put it all upside down. It tilted my worldview and created a deep shift from within. I had an insight, a change from the inside out. And from that on, I started researching everything. As the geek, as the nerd that I am, I started researching everything I could find on consciousness, mindfulness, brain science, quantum physics, about the mind, about the brain at a deep level. Obviously, I went full in and I studied all the latest research on the brain's ability to change, which is called neuroplasticity. I read books around peak performance, around flow, around transformation from within, around energy psychology. I read books around spirituality, about mindfulness. I put my hands on everything that could help me in this new quest to become unconquerable from within, to really master my own mind. So I studied hard. But most important of all, I started practicing what I had learned. I started implementing and integrating and tweaking and changing what I was learning. So I started new and different ways of changing my brain. I was changing my inner software. I was upgrading my inner self, my brain. And that's what actually happened. I finally broke through that inner glass ceiling that was holding me back. And implementing all of this and finding a new way of changing my own brain was a fast track to my own awakening. That awakening to how this human experience really, truly works. And I did it. I managed to change my brain. I changed old neural pathways and rewired my brain for success. And what happened, you guys, is that I unleashed my power and my life exploded. There's no other word to describe what happened. Everything in my life took up speed. And honestly, I've been trying to keep up ever since. It's just been unfolding rapidly and wildly in new directions. And it's, been a wild ride, to say the least. And I'm still in shock some days at what has become possible for me after I rewired my brain and as I continue to rewire my brain on a daily, constant basis. And I discovered something here, something very important, something that changed my life forever. And I saw something at a deep level that changed me deeply from within. I discovered that I had been looking in the wrong place all this time. That it was never about having the right plan. It was never about having the right strategy. It was never about the how to do things. It was always about something else. It was not about even having clarity or having a purpose that I know a lot of people talk about, like you have to have a big purpose. I discovered that it was always about something deeper and bigger than that. It was about being, how to be. It was about how our psychology works and how this human experience actually works, about how we as humans operate, about what really drives us and what really makes us do the things that we do. So what happened then? Well, everything happened. My life happened. Nothing had changed on the outside. On many levels, things were the same, but everything changed at a radical level from within. I started seeing everything in my life very, very differently. So I had changed myself on the inside deeply at the core. And something unexpected happened there. Something that I didn't know would happened. So on my quest to break free from this inner struggle, from getting in my own way, I had found not only the solution, but something much bigger and way better. I had found this inner power. I know it sounds so ridiculous when I'm just saying it out loud, but finding my inner power was like discovering that life was being created from me on a moment-to-moment basis, and that there is something bigger at play. I know, here's when it touches upon the spiritual and the woo-woo steps. I'm just giving everyone a heads up here. I found this other thing, this otherness, something bigger at play. I had found a deep sense of well-being, a deep sense of being healed, a deep sense of being safe, at peace. For the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. I felt not scared. It's truly, sometimes I feel it's difficult to articulate because, yes, I still can get angry. I can get frustrated. I can go into a low level where I just see darkness for moments. But beneath that, I'm not afraid any longer. I'm feeling a deep sense of peace that everything is okay, that everything is actually happening for me and from me. I also experienced for the first time in decades that nothing was broken, that nothing had to be fixed, that I was okay and I had been all along, and that I actually had the power and the capacity to create exactly the life that I wanted. In a place so powerful and beautiful and peaceful that it changed everything. And from that day on, I never looked back. Life became this big playground instead, and I just started playing the game of life fully. And this allowed me to start and grow a business at full speed. It allowed me to create a life on my own terms. It allowed me to quit a dream job that I had in the financial markets and actually pursuing another purpose and helping others step into their power. And it allowed me to live my dream and create an experience for myself that I had dreamed about for decades. And finally, in a matter of months, it was possible. I got the life that I really wanted, and I stopped holding back. Everything that had been holding me back was there no more. I stepped into my light. So, yeah, this is what I want for you, my friend. Because if I can do it, then so can you. If I manage to break through my inner glass ceiling, then so can you. If I manage to walk away from the hustle and from the grind mindset, from a scarcity mindset, then so can you. If I manage to turn breakdowns into breakthroughs and transcend my own limitations and reach my biggest dreams, then so can you. And that's what I want for you. To have life where nothing is holding you back, to show up fully, to create life on your own terms as the truly awesome person that I know that you are. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a way out. You don't have to settle for less. You don't have to be stuck at the same level where you're at and embrace it or stay there. You don't have to give up on your dreams. I want you to know that there is hope. There is a simple way out, actually. And let me be clear here, kind of a disclaimer. It's simple in many ways, but it's not easy. But that's why I'm here, to show you what's possible, how to get out of your own way, and how to rewire your own brain for success. And that is what I will be talking about and teaching you in the upcoming episodes. The way out, the way to a life on your own terms by changing from the inside out. So, okay, friends, let's this podcast journey begin. I am so excited that you are here, and I will be seeing you in the next episode. And until then, wherever you are in the world, I wish you a beautiful day or evening. You have been listening to the Wired to Win podcast with me, Fernanda Lind. For more episodes, show notes, links, and ways to subscribe to the show, go to fernandalind.com/podcast. Please subscribe and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you go to get your podcasts to help others find the show.